Okay, guys, the other day I did a video where I put together all this Obama stuff, and I guess this is where the rubber meets the road because I put all my cards on the table back in 2008 in the Just a Messenger series. Um, um, if you want to see Just a Messenger, type it all in as one word. Go Just a Messenger part, 1 through 11. Just go watch the whole thing. But here we go. So I want to show you all something. Let's get started. I'm going to give you the evidence. Everybody decide for themselves, okay? I'm just going to present all the evidence, okay? So that's a serpent. We all know Revelation, that great serpent, the devil was cast down. We know that the serpent is the devil from the Bible. There's an image of a serpent. Now, I want to show you guys some stuff you may or you may not know, but I want you to think about the coincidences, and there's not enough statistics and probabilities for this to happen without it being orchestrated. There's just no possible way. So once you realize it's orchestrated, then by whom and what is this all about? And I'm telling you, Obama's the Antichrist. He's going to take his seat of power here real soon. So, like I said, all my chips are on the table. There's a serpent. Let's just crack into it. Agree? Does everybody agree? Let's just do Q&A. Do y'all agree that that's a serpent? That's from Google Images. It's a black adder. That's a serpent. Now I want you to look at the characteristic, way the body turns. By the way, I live in Texas, and we used to go catch all kinds of snakes. Place called Pedernales Falls. So I know what snakes look like. Been catching them most of my life. That's a serpent. No arguing that, right? Very characteristic the way they are shaped. Okay, here you go. There's another serpent. Okay, this serpent is coming out of a hatched egg. Now, a lot of people, I've had people say that's not part of Grant Park. Oh, au contraire. Let me just give everybody all the definitions. Let's see. He gave his speech. Obama gave his speech at Millennium Park. At Grant Park. Here's Grant Park right here, right there. Let me grab my tool. Okay, here we go. Here is Grant. This is Grant Park. That incorporates all the green right here. This is all Grant Park right there. Okay, Millennium Park is right here in Grant Park. They have the Grant Park Music Festival there. This is all Grant Park. This is where Obama gave his victory speech. Change. Now, I want you to think about the word change. Anyone that's had any chemistry or, physics or stuff like that, a triangle in any equation, a delta, equals change. That's what that symbol means. It equals changed. Delta equals change. So anyway, don't forget the New World Order is all about that pyramid, right? Right. So remember that. So anyway, there's Millennium Park. I just proved it's in part of Grant Park. It's all part of the same thing. So there's a serpent. There's a serpent. Serpent, 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 serpent coming out of an egg in Millennium Park. Right there. Here's, by the way, at the tip of this serpent egg, I'll just outline it for you. Here you go. Here's the serpent egg. And when you look up here, this metal stuff, go look at it on a street view. It's all coming outward when any serpent hatches, or anything from an egg for that matter. It has to come outward. It has to come, push out. So this shows, the egg cracking open. And here is the serpent coming out of the hatched egg. That's what you're looking at from above. Now, don't forget, you're welcome to make comments. Please keep them nice. If you make a rude comment, I'm just going to block you. Anybody says anything hateful, anything rude, I'm just going to block you. That's okay. You can get your comment in, though. All right, so here we go. So that is a serpent here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, yeah, here we go. Serpent, 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 serpent out of an egg. Serpent, serpent out of an egg. Okay, so you're looking at Millennium Park right here that is in Grant Park. Let's go to here. Barack Obama, election victory speech 2008. I already showed you that when he said it's been a long time coming, but change has come to America. He was referencing a Sam Cooke song. Here, y'all just go do it right now. Sam Cooke. Okay, Sam Cooke, he wrote this song, Change Has Come, and his buddy Bobby Womack, he said that it sounded like death, and then Cooke said, here it is. I'm sorry, I clicked on the wrong link. Anyway, Bobby Womack said it sounded like the song sounded like death, and that he didn't want to play it. He would not play it live anymore because of the way it sounded. It sounded like death. Anyway, so I did a video on that. You know, that Sam Cooke even said he would never play the song live ever again because it sounded like death. So he refused to play it live again. Okay, that's on the last video. I don't want to get caught up on too much of that, trying to hunt down that, last that last link. Anyway, so here we go. Barack Obama election victory speech from Grant Park, right? It was from Grant Park. Here's the egg and the serpent. I guess it goes this way. So Obama. There you go. Sorry about my writing with my mouse. Obama gave his speech in Grant Park, Millennium Park's part of it, where there's a serpent coming out of an egg. Well, I'm saying it's Delta human race, change in the human race. Okay, the pyramid is all-seeing eye. The capstone is the Antichrist, is their supreme leader in the flesh. Just like Jesus Christ was God in the flesh. Obama is Satan in the flesh. He's a host body for Satan to occupy. Okay, there it is. Serpent coming out of an egg. Serpent coming out of an egg. Millennium Park, part of Grant Park. Barack Obama. He gave his victory speech at Grant Park in his home in Chicago, right there. Okay, and then during the speech, he proclaimed it's been a long time coming, but change has come to America. You can go back and look at that again, and you can see that the song itself, the artist of the song, Sam Cooke, said he would never sing it in public again, do a live performance because it sounded like death. Okay, well, let's look at some. There's Obama's logo. Change is going to come. By the way, I'm going to tack on to this. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to tack on a video I did that's got millions and millions of views. And I want you to look at the information in that too, okay? This is the sun rising. Okay, there is the letter O for Obama. The sun is rising over a red and white stripes of like the flag of America. Go look up the Quran. Don't believe me. Go do it yourself. It says the Mahdi, the coming of the Mahdi, which is the Islamic savior, shall be preceded by the sun rising over the place of its setting. That's what their holy book says. Shall be preceded by the sun rising over the place of its setting. There's the sun rising over the west. That's Obama's logo. Okay, so it is. That's what it is. Now let's look at some Nazi stuff. This is something Hitler had built. Hitler's architect Albert Speer also modeled the tribute at Zeppelin Field in Nuremberg, Germany, after the Pergamum altar. So this, let's see, here we go. This altar where Hitler spoke from was modeled after the altar of Pergamum, which is right here. So when Hitler gave his speech, his big speech in Nuremberg, there it is, like here here it is. He had it modeled after this right here. This is mentioned in the book of Revelation. And a letter to the angel of the church in Pergamos, write these things, saith he that hath the sharp sword with two edges. I know thy work and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. Now, I don't know if y'all don't know your history. This altar right here, the altar of Pergamum, was found by the Nazis, and they brought it back and they constructed it and put it in the Berlin Museum. Obama actually asked if he could have that and delivered and do his victory or do his speech that he did at the Denver Broncos Stadium from that. That's what he wanted to do. They said no. So he had one built. So let's look at the one Obama had built. Okay. So don't forget, this is the seat of Satan. Here it is, seat of Satan. The one that was mentioned in the Bible. And it was found as a relic, and it was deconstructed and taken back to Germany and reconstructed there by Hitler and put in their museum. Hitler himself did a big speech right here. It just shows it. The Tribune at the Zeppelin Field in Nuremberg. There it is, okay? And this was replicated after the seat of Satan, so Hitler could do his speech on it. Here it is. Hitler's architect, Albert Speer, also modeled the Tribune at the Zeppelin Field in Nuremberg after the Pergamum altar. The Zeppelin Field was the site of Nazi Party's annual national rally, Reichstag, where Hitler was worshipped by the faithful like a god. Okay, so anyway, that's just facts. These are facts. There it is. Okay, there's the seat of Satan, you know, the one that was mentioned in the Bible that was found and by Hitler's people and deconstructed and taken back to Germany during Hitler's day. Now let's look at this. Here's you know what? Let me get a better one. Here we go. Well, this one's side by side. Let's see. Okay, here's one. Notice the distinct, you know what? Let me get my tool. There we go. Okay, I'm going to compare. There you go. There's that. And let's go to Obama's. There you go. And there's this, and then there's another square. And there you go. Okay, let me move over a little bit. And then there it is again. And of course, he puts his picture in both of them. There it is. So there is the seat of Satan, and there is the seat of Satan, here and here. So Obama had made a replica of the seat of Satan. Let's click on it. So let's click on this one now. And there is Obama giving his speech at the Denver Broncos Stadium on a replica of the seat of Satan. Here's the seat of Satan, and here's the replica. Okay, now, what do you think the odds are? Now, let's just talk about odds. What do you think the odds are that he gave that speech? There's a white horse on top of the Denver Broncos Stadium. And then, what do you think the odds are he gave his victory speech, his 2008 victory speech, from a place that's got a reptile egg hatching with a big freaking gnarly reptile serpent coming out of the egg? And then let's just do a dare to compare. Okay, serpent coming out of an egg, serpent coming out of an egg, serpent. Okay, so it's obvious. I mean, if you have eyes to see, I mean, he obviously did that. And it was intentional. So let's look at some stuff about Obama, and then let's look at the Bible. So he's referencing the Bible, the seat of Satan. Here it is. I mean, Revelation and letter to the angel of Pergamos. You know, I know the works where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and that's what Hitler found to get back to Germany. There it is. So Obama had a replica of the seat of Satan built. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys some. We're going to do this together, so let's discover it together. I already know it, but if you stay with me, I'll just go through the steps and you guys can discover it. Watch this. So, let's do this. Let's do this one first. We're gonna watch this one. We're gonna watch this video. This is a video I did a while back with Todd.
I want to ask you a question. How does the orchestra feel about me?
Okay, hang on one second.
They love you.
Okay, so we're gonna skip the ad, and I'm gonna pause this right here. I'm gonna go open up a new window, and I'm gonna do Obama, O-B-A-M-A, says, thank you, Satan. Uh-oh. Thank you, Satan. There you go. Boom. Okay, and then let's look that one up. There we go. And see what happens. Now, watch this. I'm going to show you something. Yes, we can. Backwards equals thank you, Satan. Okay, so watch. Let's just prove it.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan.
It sure sounds like thank you, Satan. I mean, I will admit it's a little, little off, but what's odd is how many times he says it. He doesn't say yes we can. Look how he's looking. I mean, look at that. There, read the body language. Read the whole thing. Let your spiritual discernment kick in.
Thank you, Satan.
Okay, so
yes we can. Yes we can. Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan.
Okay, so if you don't believe this, go get the audio recorder off, the web. Record yourself saying, yes, we can, and then play it backwards. It says, thank you, Satan. Okay, but let me show you something. I'm just going to do a search, a Google search. Watch this. So let's do it together. The Antichrist, he will... Oh, a little bit of dyslexia, right? Sorry about that. He will exalt himself above all that is called God, right? 2 Thessalonians 2:4. He will. Okay, here we go. So let's look at 2 Thessalonians 2:4. I'm just going to open up a new window. I'm going to go click on Bible Gateway. There we go. Okay, so here we go. So 2 Thessalonians 2:4. So let's just go open up 2 Thessalonians 2:4, right? Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and by our gathering together unto him, that you not be soon shaken in mind or troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us. They had obviously gotten a letter, as the day of the Lord is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. Well, let's go look at this in eSword. And I want to show you something. And watch this. This is pretty fascinating. So we'll open up eSword. It's a great resource. Everybody should get it. It's a really good resource. Okay, so here we go. eSword. Come on, eSword. No. Okay, here we go. So let's do this. 2 Thessalonians 2:4. What's this? Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna just drop it real quick. Now let's watch this. Now the Lord showed me this a long time ago, because there's us and there's them, and it exists within each one of us and them. exist within one temple. After this video, I'm going to do the quintessential Cain and Abel video. Blow your mind. You've got to see this next video. You have to see it. Anyway, but I wanted to do this one first. So watch this. So let's do Obama again. Yes, we can. So let's see. The Lord showed me this using the enemy. Those who try and hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. Well, who is they? Satan and the fallen angels. Well, let's look who they are, and it also translates to who he is. Now watch this. This will blow your mind. Ready? What is he saying? No, let's go back here.
Yes, we can. Make him say.
So it's...
Make him say.
Okay, it sure sounds like it. Like I said, go and do it yourself. Let's go back to Esau now. So backwards, when going backwards, you know, it sounds like you're saying, thank you, Satan. Okay, so here comes the Antichrist in 2 Thessalonians 2. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away, apostia, apostasy, falling away, defection from truth. And that the man of sin, the man, it means human being, and anthropos, it means a certain man. So people say, no, it's an Antichrist system. Well, it is, but it's also got a man that is going to do this. The man of sin, offense. By the way, the word offense, I'll show that to you later. It's going to blow your mind. Be revealed. And the son, it means son, sometimes referred to as an animal of perdition. It means ruin or loss, destruction. Okay, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. So this is the Antichrist, agreed? Everybody knows this is an Antichrist scripture, right? Or that is worship, so that he, look what it says, what is it saying? It says, the idea of a baffling backward wind. A baffling backwards wind. He, as God, a baffling backwards wind. Well, you can also see it has other, personal pronoun meanings with it, but the idea of understanding the word itself, altos, it means a baffling backwards wind. You'll also find this translates also when you're looking at who they are or them. Those who try and hide their plans, they are also a baffling backwards wind. But watch this. Let's go back then. Let's just knock this down. So it says, he as God, a baffling backwards wind, as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Figuratively, a deity. Okay, there it is. So let's drop this down then, and let's just drop this, and one more time. So there he is, and that is a kind of a backwards baffling wind, isn't it? Okay, so there's that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and say, let's see, Antichrist. Here we go. Okay, so let's see, he gave a speech here, his victory speech. He came in on a platform of change, right? Let's see, there we go. Change, there you go. Change, the sun rising over the west, which is out of the Quran. The Mahdi has come when the sun rises from the place of its setting. There's the sun rising from the place of its setting. He had an altar that Hitler himself stood on, had one built, and Obama also had one built Here we go. Sorry. Let's see. There we go. And Obama had the same one built, and let's just outline it real quick. There you go. There's that, very obvious, part of the structure. It goes back a little and then it goes across, and then it has the same thing. And so does the altar of Pergamum. There it is. It's the same thing. Geometrically, and when you know the story, well, if you can argue with it if you want, but that's up to you. I'm just giving you guys the evidence. So now we'll get rid of that. He came in change. Well, what about delta? Delta equals change. I'm telling you, this is delta human race. That's why you got a serpent coming out of an egg. Now let's go to the Bible. Watch this. I'm just going to show you the Bible. Didn't John called the Apostle John called the Pharisees a brood of vipers? Well, let me show you Isaiah 59. Here we go, Isaiah 59. Okay. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save. Here we go. Neither is ear heavy that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you that he will not hear. So in order to come to God, you got to come clean. You got to humble yourself, confess your sins, admit everything you are, and ask for help. That's the way you get saved. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, and your tongue has muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in their vanity and speak lies. Obama is a insane liar. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. They hatch cockatrice eggs and weave a spider's web. He that eateth of their eggs dieth, and he that which is crushed and that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper. Let's go back. Okay, let me do this. There we go. Okay, there's an egg hatching. There's a viper coming out of it. And just to prove that's a viper, there it is again. Let's see if I can get let me just do a little up close proof for you, okay? That's that one won't do it. Let's see, maybe this one will do it. Maybe I can go backwards. Okay, let's see, this one maybe, hopefully will take me back to the main page of show notes. I want to show you something. There we go. Okay, so, here's the viper coming out of the egg. There's a viper on a sidewalk. Let's just do a little close examination, okay? So let's do a close-up. Let's do a close-up. Here is an image of the sidewalk up close, and let's enlarge it. By golly, the way they built it, look at that. You see the way they built it? It's got little panels. Those are scales. This is a viper, people. Yes, it is. That's exactly what that is. And it's leaving the egg. It's interesting. Over the top, it's got that grid. I find that kind of fascinating. There's a grid over the top of it. The cockatrice egg. Yeah, here we go. Here's like a way to look at the front of the hatched egg. You see what I mean? Everything's going out, like an egg that hatched. This is pretty wild too, this thing, if you go look at it on your own. So anyway, so there it is. It's a hatched egg. It's a serpent leaving an egg, and it's where Obama gave his speech. He did another speech where he had an altar built that is a replica of the seed of Satan. He stood on an altar that was a replica of the seed of Satan, and he said, yes, we can, yes, we can, yes, we can, yes, we can. Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan. The Bible says he, and the word he translates as a baffling backwards wind. A baffling backwards wind, as God stood in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Okay, so, do what you want with that. But now let's get down to some more stuff. Obama doesn't have a birth certificate. If you haven't gone and done your homework, then you're not going to pass this class. Because how did a president get to be a president of the United States when his birth certificate has been proven to be an obvious fraud? By the way, Satan turns everything upside down and backwards. Has anyone done any research on the name Sobarka? Here, I'll write it down. It's on his passport. His mom scratched it out. S-O-E. Let's see.
There's an image of Akhenaten.
B.
Inside the image of Akhenaten,
You know what?
see there's an alien.
Let me pause this. Okay, hopefully this program has some glitches, so sometimes it just freezes and I don't recognize that the recording stopped, so hopefully that all got in there. So anyway, so very quickly, just and to summarize very quickly, look, there we go. Obama, he had a likeness built of this altar, the seat of Satan, and so did Hitler. Hitler had he had a likeness built of the seat of Satan. Hitler's architect Albert Speer also modeled the tribune at Zeppelin Field in Nuremberg, Germany, after the Pergamum altar. Okay, so there you go. There's the Pergamum altar right here. This is the Pergamum altar that was brought back to Germany by Hitler and reconstructed. They found it. It was an archaeological find, and they brought it back and they reconstructed it. Here you go. Here's Obama's reconstruction of it. And then also it is the same thing that Hitler had built in order to give speeches from himself, which is right here. So there's Hitler, there's Obama, and there's the seat of Satan with both Obama and Hitler standing on the identical thing. That's just these are facts. Okay, here's another fact. That is, let's see, that is a serpent coming out of an egg. Let me put the serpent up very quickly just so we can go back and forth. I'll try and make it quick. There we go. Okay, so there's a serpent. Okay, here's a serpent hatching from an egg, and here's a serpent. Serpent hatching from an egg. Serpent hatching from an egg. This is Millennium Park. This is part of Grant Park system where Obama gave his victory speech when he won the presidential election in 2008, which is the sun rising over the west. Here is Grant Park. I'm going to outline it so there's no confusion. No one can argue with this. Here it is. It says Grant Park right here, okay? Here we go. This is all Grant Park. And in Grant Park is also Millennium Park. Here's Millennium Park right here. There, and here's Grant Park. So this is where Obama gave his victory speech from, which is a serpent crawling out of an egg. He came on the platform change. Well, the serpent hatching into humanity, that is quite a change, isn't it? And that's what this is referring to, really. This is the spiritual meaning of it. He is the serpent. He is the host body for the serpent. Okay, now that we've got all that done, let's see, we've established that. We've established this. Now, I'm going to close these. I'm going to close that one. I'm going to close that one. I'm going to close that one. We don't need it. I'll leave that one up. I'll leave Revelation 12 up. Let's see. We already proved that. Now, there's yes, we can. We're not going to need that anymore. I showed you in Isaiah 59, they hatch cockatrice eggs, and they weave a spider's web. He that eateth their eggs dieth, and that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper. Anyway, once again, okay. Now, I'm going to show you another scripture. Okay, because the scriptures show and reveal everything when you have the truth in you. We're going to do Isaiah again. We're going to do Isaiah, and we're going to do Isaiah 57. Now, I told y'all a story. I told it on the Hagman show. If y'all didn't catch that, That was exciting. Miley Cyrus, Rihanna, all these stars, they stick their tongue out. Jim Carrey, they all do that. Why? Why are they sticking their tongue out? That's Satan using them as a host body. Once again, the righteous perish and no man layeth it to heart. The merciful men are taken away and no one considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. He shall enter into peace. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness. But draw near hither, ye sons of the sorceress, the seed of the adulterer and the whore. Against whom do you sport yourself? Who are you making fun of? Against whom do you make a wide mouth and draw out your tongue? Right there, you see it? Who are you? Are you not children of transgression? A seed of falsehood. There it is. So it's the serpent seed again. It's the seed of falsehood. Anyway, so that's why, you know what? I could show this to you in Scooby-Doo. We'll do that in the next video. I'm serious. I can show this to you everywhere. So anyway, let's stay focused though. Yeah, that way I don't get off on a tangent. It's just exciting because it's just one thing leads to another. So let's do the Antichrist unveiled, and then I'll make some comments while this is playing. Okay, so here we go. Now don't forget, okay, wait a minute. He just winked his eye. Okay, so let's do a Google search and go to the Bible. Okay, right? He that winketh the eye devises perverse things. Okay, there it is. Just Proverbs 16:30, Proverbs 6:13. Okay, here we go. 4 Bible verses about winking. So let's look them up. He who winks the eye causes trouble. A babbling fool will be ruined. He who winks his eyes, who signals with his feet, who points with his fingers. He who winks his eye does so to devise perverse things. He who compresses his lips brings evil to pass. Do not let those who are wrongfully my enemies rejoice over me, or who hate me without cause wink maliciously. So there, it's in the Bible. So when you see people winking at you, the reason they're closing one eye is the eye that's looking at you is the all-seeing eye. By the way, if anyone does freeze frames of this and you use it out of context, that means you're a deceiver and a liar. Remember that. So if you're taking me, going like this and saying, look, Jonathan Kleck did that, you're a deceiver and a liar. And that means you belong to Satan in the story. I'm using it to show you. So don't convolute, twist, lie, cheat, and steal. Okay, it's all of Satan. Okay, so there's the 4 Bible verses. Now let's go back to this. Now I told you also, let me show you something very important. You need to understand this very quick thing about Satan. Satan, just like Isaiah 29:15 says, I'm going to go to all these scriptures so you guys can see it. Isaiah 29. Here we go. Watch this. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us? Who knoweth us? Because their identity is concealed. The reason is they're hiding behind a suit of flesh. They look human, but they answer to a different spirit, and they're run by Satan. Watch this. They say, who seeth us? Who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, regarded as the work of God. So you want to see the truth? Turn it upside down. Why do you think Peter was crucified upside down? He had the key to the kingdom of heaven. Matthew 16. Okay, so now watch this. So there you go. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. There it is. Okay, so I'll just leave that. And if you want to read another version, it says, those who try and hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their works in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. Okay, so there's another one. Okay, I'm just going to keep the scriptures at you. So here we go. Now, let's watch this thing. Obama winks his eye, and he sticks out his tongue in this video. And I'm going to give you some other stuff that was done by the P.P. Simmons group on his birth certificate. And I'm going to show you what it means when you take Obama's name that was on that passport and put it backwards. Sobarka, Akra Eos. Well, wait till you see what it means. Here we go. Let's watch. By the way, Merry Christmas. And what I mean by that is, let's rejoice and celebrate today as, you know, knowing that Christ was born into the world. And I know that he wasn't born on December 25th. Okay, don't everybody get weird. Who cares? Well, it's okay to tell everybody Merry Christmas, okay? I'm telling you, when I get those comments, I just like click, delete, block. Click, delete, block. Because you're getting hung up on stuff that doesn't make any difference. So here we go. Son of perdition. Wink.
Here's an image of Akhenaten. Inside the image of Akhenaten, you'll see there's an alien. The image of the Queen Nefertiti, when turned upside down, becomes an image of a dead sheep. This will become significant later in this video.
Okay, now I want to show you something. Now here's a good place for me to write this in. Go to BE4. I'm trying to make the number 4. Before the fire .com. Go to beforethefire.com. Go to beforethefire.com and watch the I'm sorry, go to beforethefire.com and watch Kingdom Divided, okay? So if you watch Kingdom Divided, on Before the Fire, you'll see that entire hieroglyph broken down for you. It'll literally blow your mind. So here we go. Let's watch.
The word Akhenaten means worshippers of the sun. This again will become significant later in this video. The logo for Barack Hussein Obama and his presidency is the rising sun over the stripes of the American flag. It's symbolic of the sun rising over the west, or the sun rising from the place of its setting. This is
okay. I'm going to pause it for a second. I heard the messenger of Allah say, the first of the signs that will come is the rising of the sun from the place of its setting. This has to do with the Mahdi. This is right out of the Quran. So Obama, I mean, he's Islam. He's radical Islam. He's in the White House, and he's bringing down this country on purpose because this is their blitzkrieg at world domination of Islam. That's what this is. So
it's also referred to in the Quran. The coming of the Mahdi will be when the sun rises from the place of its setting. Now I would like for you to listen to this video by the P.P. Simmons group. And we'll put the pieces together for you shortly after we run the video from Mr. Simmons.
In a heavily resourced and documented article at AmericanThinker.com titled Barack Hussein Sobarka by Jason Kistner, we find some amazing discoveries regarding the identity problem of Barack Hussein Obama. Jason Kistner is an associate professor of criminology at California State University, Fresno. Following is an edited synopsis of that article with an absolutely surprising find by the P.P. Simmons staff at the end of this video. One of the unexplained mysteries in the all but missing documentation of the early life of Barack Obama is the appearance of the name Sobarka as his last name on an official document filled out by his mother. We are in possession of Stanley Ann Dunham Sotoro's 1968 application to extend her 1965 passport for an additional 2 years. Her passport, by the way, is now reportedly destroyed. On the second page of the application, Ann Dunham attempted to exclude her son Barack Obama, or Sobarka, from her passport, but the item has been crossed out, perhaps on the advice of the consulate in Jakarta, as this would have left 7-year-old little Barry passportless, so the exclusion did not happen. The appendage Sobarka seems to indicate a name change or a change in citizenship status for the boy. But there is a very good and surprisingly simple explanation for the seemingly random appearance of the name Sobarka on Obama's mother's passport application. Believe it or not, the reason appears to be linked to Loretta Fuddy. That's right, the same Loretta Fuddy, the Hawaii State Health Director, who approved the release of Obama's long-form birth certificate and who recently and mysteriously died in a plane crash off the coast of Molokai. Obama's mother...
Okay, I'm going to pause it there. Now, if you don't understand what he's saying is that Loretta Fuddy is the person that released Barack Obama's birth certificate from the State Department in Hawaii, Department of Health, because everybody was going, where is his freaking birth certificate? We want to see it. If he's running the United States, shouldn't he have a birth certificate? Very legitimate question. And then the White House.gov produced one, and it was a complete forgery. I mean, the thing is forged. Anyone that knows anything about Photoshop knows it's forged. Now, we're going to continue with this. I want you to listen to this, that the name Barack Hussein Sobarka was crossed out on an application his mom made to renew her passport. And what's this thing around Obama's neck right there? I'll show you some, you know what, I could just go off on tangents. Let's stay focused. You know what, here we go.
And Loretta Fuddy have one very strange factor in common.
Here we go, let's go back.
Fuddy, the Hawaii State Health Director, who approved the release of Obama's long-form birth certificate and who recently and mysteriously died in a plane crash off the coast of Molokai. Obama's mother and Loretta Fuddy have one very strange factor in common. Both have been directly linked to the Subud cult, which originated in, of all places, Indonesia, and was founded by the Javanese Muslim Muhammad Sabu. The small cult appears to have around 20,000 members worldwide. Fuddy's cult member name was Diliana. Her official position was regional helper. Note also that the World Subud organization seems to have been based in, of all cities, Chicago. Wow, think about it. Indonesia, Chicago.
Sorry, we're going to have a little playback here.
Helper. Note also that the World Subud organization seems to have been based in, of all cities, Chicago. Wow, think about it. Indonesia, Chicago.
Okay, so he's telling you that this cult called Subud, that Diliana Fuddy or Loretta Fuddy is in, originated in Indonesia, where Obama and his mom were, and one of their headquarters is in Chicago, where Obama lives. I mean, you're telling me those are coincidences in a world as big as this world is, and that Diliana or Loretta Fuddy just happened to be appointed director of health for the state of Hawaii and happened to be the one that signed his long-form birth certificate to be released? I mean, that's insanity. I mean, to believe that those are coincidences. You'd have to be you certainly couldn't be on a bench being a judge because you can't figure anything out. This is ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely absurd, but let's keep listening. Okay, here we go.
Hawaii, 3 locales linked directly and very importantly to Obama's life. We also know from a Hawaii Advertiser article that Subud was introduced to Hawaii in the 1960s. Obama's mother was directly linked to Subud by her biographer and New York Times reporter Janie Scott in the book A Singular Woman, The Untold Story of Barack Obama's Mother. This book was reviewed by the New York Times, so this is a heavily documented fact. Loretta Fetty worked her way up the ranks and became chairwoman of Subud USA, based in Seattle, from 2006 to 2008. But note that of all the persons that could have been installed as director of the State Department of Health in Hawaii, Hawaii chose Fetty, a leader of a small cult with roots in Indonesia and connections to Barack Obama's mother. Secondly, remember that Fetty assumed the directorship position in Hawaii in January 2011 after being appointed by Hawaii's governor just a few months before the release of Obama's long-form birth certificate. Changing one's name for spiritual reasons was something frequently done by followers of the cult.
That's crazy.
And Stanley Ann Sotoro was in fact closely associated with Subud. We know that. It is reasonable then to suppose that Sobarka, the name chosen for Obama on that passport, arose in the same way new names for others, like Diliana Loretta Fetty did. But remember that the name Sobarka appears in the passport renewal section labeled amend to include or exclude children. The name Barack Hussein Obama Sobarku is crossed out. This signifies that Obama's mother had apparently decided to exclude Barack from her passport renewal. Apparently, Stanley Ann Dunham Sotoro changed her mind about the exclusion. Perhaps this was done after having been informed by the consulate there that doing so would leave Barack without a passport. But there is another possibility, one just as valid and even simpler. What if Obama's mother was trying to include Obama in the renewal, but she wasn't able to produce a birth certificate? And the Subud name Sobarka simply did not suffice legally. That could explain why the name Sobarka appears nowhere else in any of Obama's documentation of which we are currently aware.
Now, I want y'all to consider this. Where did the name Sobarka come from? Everybody put on your thinking cap for a second. Well, wait a minute. Stanley Ann Dunham, and that wasn't the name of the guy from Indonesia. His name wasn't Sobarka, the guy she was married to. So where did this? So they're saying that the name Sobarka came up because maybe it was given to Barack as a cult name, Sobarka. That's what P.P. Simmons Group is saying, which I think he's right, because wait till you see what Sobarka means backwards.
But now for the real shocker in this entire matter. The staff at P.P. Simmons did some research and found an old picture of the founder of the cult of Subud, one Muhammad Sabu Sumohadi Wijojo. Do you see anything odd here? Think about it. Fetty, Obama's mother Dunham, Subud, Hawaii, Chicago, Indonesia, no birth certificate, Sobarka on the passport, a dead Hawaii Department of Health director, the one who conveniently certified Obama's forged and fabricated long-form birth certificate.
Okay, did you hear what he said? Who signed Obama's forged and fabricated long-form birth certificate? It's been proven to be an utter fraud. So wait a minute. So you're telling me if you forged your birth certificate and it was proven to be a fraud, you'd be in prison. We'd be in prison. But he's still running one of the most powerful countries in the world, and it's been proven to be a fraud. And he gave his speech on the altar of Pergamum, and he also gave his victory speech, in a place, Grant Park, that has a big serpent egg hatching with the serpent coming out. And no one knows where this guy's really from. And, well, let's continue to watch, and let's start, he said, thank you, Satan, backwards. You look at it backwards in the Antichrist scripture, 2 Thessalonians, he, baffling backwards when? I mean, you know, it's starting to get really weird, don't you think? What do you think the odds are? Like 1 in a gazillion maybe so far? Well, the odds are going to get even bigger. Watch.
Are all of these simply odd coincidences? Or is there something more here? I have a feeling we will soon know the truth.
Fact number 1. Sabud is the name of its founder, Mohammed Sabu. He was given that name as a new name from an unknown passerby.
Okay, what I did was I went and looked up the cult of Sabud. Like, who are these guys? How did it start? I went and did my homework. Well, the cult of Sabud, the name is derived from its founder, Mohammed Sabud. Well, listen to this, and then I will read you an excerpt from their doctrine called the Coming of Sabud. Watch.
During a near-death childhood experience. Here's an excerpt.
Okay, so here's an excerpt. I went and found it. Chapter 3, the Coming of Sabud. The child fell sick and for several days could not take food. His death seemed inevitable, and the women of the house were wailing their laments when an old man passing by asked the reason. So there's these women outside, and they're crying. The kid's going to die. And an old man just passing by asked the reason they were crying, and on being told that the child was dying, asked his name. He said that the name was wrongly chosen and should be called Mohammed Sabu. So the guy that founded the cult, his real name is not Mohammed Sabu. He was named that because he was having a near-death experience, and these two women were outside lamenting. Some passerby came by and said, "Hey, what's wrong?" They said, "Well, the kid's in there dying." He's like, "Well, change his name to Mohammed Sabu." And then his father accordingly changed his name, and from that moment the child began to take food and grew up strong and healthy.
Fact number 2. The Mahdi must come from the line of Muhammad. This also fits with the Bedouin tribe correlation as well. Fact number 3. The name Sabu means sunrise or dawn.
Okay, so Sabu means sunrise. What's Obama's, let's see. Let's do another search, okay? I'm just going to do a Google search. Okay, so the cult Sabud, that Obama's mom is, and Loretta Fuddy is in, the one that signed his birth certificate. They're both in the same cult Sabud. I showed you the origins of Sabud, and the name of Sabud, it means sunrise or dawn. That's what the cult of Sabu means, sunrise or dawn. So let's do a Google image. Let's see. Google images. Let's see. Obama logo. Let's do that. Obama logo. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Now let's just go back and forth. Sabu means sunrise or dawn. Let me slide this over. Okay, sunrise or dawn, sunrise or, no, wow. So the cult Sabud means sunrise or dawn, and Obama is part of a cult in Indonesia that means sunrise or dawn. Obama is part of a cult that means sunrise or dawn. Okay, well, coincidence? Yeah, okay, let's keep going.
Fact number 4. The coming of the Mahdi, or Antichrist, will be preceded by the sun rising from the place of its setting, which is the west. Barack Obama's campaign. Okay, so in the Quran, the Islamic, holy, their book, their religious book, text, the coming of the Mahdi will be preceded by the sun rising over the place of its setting. Oh wow, that's another big coincidence right there.
That's the sun rising over the place of the west. Wait a minute, didn't Sabud mean the rising sun or dawn? Isn't Obama's logo the rising sun or dawn? It doesn't the Quran state that the coming of the Mahdi will be the sun rising over the place of its setting, which is the west? And here it is again. I mean, you couldn't hit this many if you did this in Vegas, you would own Las Vegas. You would own it. You would own the whole thing, because you can't connect this many dots. There's no way. Loretta Fuddy, she was in a cult from Indonesia called Sabu, the Rising Sun, and she got appointed to the health department in Hawaii, director of the health department. She signed Barack's forged birth certificate. This is insane. It's literally insane. And it just keeps going, so watch. So here we go.
That is the sun rising over the west. Fact number 5. The cult of Sabu, or rising sun, originated in Indonesia.
There's Obama in Indonesia. There they are in Indonesia.
Fact number 6. Loretta Fuddy is also a member of the Rising Sun cult, Sabu. Remember that Obama's logo is a rising sun, and the name Sabu means rising sun. Fact number 7. Stanley Ann Dunham Sotero is Barack Obama's mother. She also raised Barack Obama in Indonesia, the same as the origin of the Rising Sun cult called Sabu. Oddly enough, the founder of Sabu, or Rising Sun, looks identical to Barack Obama, who also has a logo that is a rising sun. Fact number 8. Loretta Fuddy, a member of the Rising Sun cult, Sabu, is an acquaintance of Barack Obama's mother, who is also a member of the same cult from Indonesia. Fact number 9. Loretta Fuddy was recently...
Okay, wait a minute. So we're at fact number 9. I want to show you what it says. Actual video. Now listen closely, folks. Let me show you what I used to do. Real quick. I was a pro skydiver. That's what I used to do. That's me doing a point of purchase ad for vampire sunglasses, and I'm flying out of the sky upside down. Anyway, I was a pro skydiver. I was in airplanes all day long. All day long. Go up, jump, land, pack. Go up, jump, land, pack. Go up, jump, land, pack. I mean, I jumped out of airplane. I lived at a drop zone. I'm an instructor. I was in airplanes all the time. I'm a videographer. I have a helmet with a camera on top jumping out of planes. You know, I'm telling you, I lived in airplanes. Let me tell you something I know for a fact. When you are in an airplane and there is a problem with that airplane, as a skydiver, you tell the pilot, hey, I've got enough altitude. I'm out of the plane. I've been in several planes that went bad, and I said, well, you know, good luck, you know, to the pilot. I hope you get it on the ground, and I'm out the door. I don't need to land that plane with them, because, you know, when a plane goes down, if a pilot has to dead stick a plane in, you know, your best chance, obviously, as a skydiver is to get out of the plane. But the pilot has to take that plane, and that's his deal. He's got to do it. Well, you're telling me that if I had to go down and ride that plane down, even as a professional videographer and skydiver, that I would have enough snap and go, hey, I think I'll get a video of this. I mean, that's insane. Yeah, I'll get a video of us crashing into the ocean. Hell no. You're gonna be making sure you're buckled in for impact, and you're already gonna know where you're gonna try and get out of that plane, because you know when you're going in the water, and that thing's gonna go under, and you gotta get away from it. You can't sit there and be going, I think I'll get a video. Now think about this. If the plane crashes in the water and you did get a video, are you telling me you didn't get your video camera wet? Yeah, okay. There's water rushing in the door of the plane. If it's a Cessna, it's a small plane, 182. Man, when that door opens, water is just going to gush in. So you're going to hold the camera above your head and dog paddle out with one hand and keep the lens dry and keep the whole camera working? That's insane. That's like the craziest thing I've ever heard. But this is actual footage. They happen to have actual footage of the wreck that Loretta Fuddy was in the plane. They probably sent her somewhere. You know, they probably packed her up and sent her somewhere and faked her death. Or they actually killed her and, gave them the body and, gave everybody a video. So, oh, I saw the video. It really happened. No, it didn't really happen.
From Indonesia.
Here you go. Here we go. Here comes the actual footage.
Fact number 9. Loretta Fuddy was recently mysteriously killed in a plane crash. And oddly enough, she was the one person of 7 billion people on planet Earth who was also...
Are you watching the guy with the video camera? Look. Okay. I'm not going to do the okay like that so someone will go, okay, yeah, good video. Yeah, that's good. Nice, nice. That'll make people believe it.
A member of the Rising Sun Club, but happened to be the one link to Barack Obama, whose logo is a rising sun, and his birth certificate.
This is so insane.
Truly dead men and women tell no tales.
So once again, I'm going to interject. 7 billion people on the planet, and the one person out of 7 billion people that could have buried Obama just is deceased. I mean, there's other people, but there are a lot of dead people surrounding this guy, go do your homework. Don't you think that's a little bit perfect? I mean, come on, that's insane. So, here we go. Let's just watch the rest and not just quit freaking out. It's like, people like, oh no, he's not the Antichrist. Yeah, he is. He's the Chief Security Council of the United Nations, which means he's the head of the United Nations. When he destroys America, that's probably where he'll go take his seat of power. But, I mean, geez, this is just crazy.
Now let us consider some more information. Akhenaten, who was a pharaoh in ancient Egypt, also is associated with Imhotep the Mummy. Akhenaten means worshippers of the sun. Here is a hieroglyph of Akhenaten, which shows an image of an alien inside Akhenaten himself.
Okay, here's what I want y'all to do. Please go to thefire.com and watch Kingdom Divided. Now, I'm going to draw in this alien real quick just so you can see it. I mean, he's green. Like, I'm going to look. Here's one eye right here in black right there. Here's the other eye right here. And this will be like an eyebrow going to the side of the face, coming down. Oh, let me clear it up. Gotta do it again. Okay, so here we go. Let's try it again. Okay, I gotta zoom out. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, let's see now. Let's see if I can erase it. There we go. Okay, one more time. Let me try and draw this in very quickly for you. This is critical. You guys understand that this whole thing is the serpent, the alien, taking over humanity from the inside. The abomination that causes desolation. It's taking over the temple of God, which is you, from the inside. Top of the head, there's an eyebrow. There's a other like eyebrow, nose. And it's got a mouth like a marionette puppet right there. And then here's under the chin to the neck. Anyway, so you can see basically right there. There it is. So anyway, you should go watch Kingdom Divided. Amazing. Just vid. It's all spiritual gifting. So here we go. Back to this. Okay, back to this.
Bible, the devil is called the serpent or the dragon. Here is an image of Akhenaten in another hieroglyph.
Now, look, I want to show you guys this again real quick. While I'm doing it, this is another hieroglyph of Akhenaten. There's always all this stuff hidden in it. Here's a dragon, top of the dragon's head, down to its nose. I kind of overdid it a little bit. Into its open mouth right there. It's got like gills, and and so, how dragons have those like things on their head. Here's the dragon's eye, kind of like gills. So anyway, and out of the mouth of the dragon is coming these flames. And oddly enough, the flames go right down to the vagina of the queen. I mean, it's crazy. It's just nuts. But it's there. I mean, look how obvious that dragon is. So anyway, once again, now let's continue. Okay.
Shows a dragon coming out of the sun. Once again, the sun is involved.
Makes a crescent moon also.
The Bible states, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceives the whole world. Therefore we know that the dragon is Satan.
You see that dragon right there? Here's his eye. One more time. And look right here. This helmet that's supposed to be on the Pharaoh, it's really like a giant whispering into the ear of the Pharaoh. Look. There's the eye of the giant. Here's the top of the head. See right there. And if you come down and use other lines, it looks like all this becomes like an angel. Anyway, and here's the face of this giant speaking into the ear of the Pharaoh. I mean, look at that. That's just mind-boggling that it's hidden in there. And look how good this dragon is. So, I'm sorry, I got to make all these comments, but it's important. Anyway, here we go.
It says that Satan turns things around and backwards and upside down. In Isaiah 29:16.
Okay, you got it. Now we got to go over this because this is the most important thing of all to understand this. You're the sheep, okay? You are being killed as a sheep, and there's a sheep's eye right there. Here's the sheep's other eye right there. Sheep's nostril, and then sheep's nostril right there. Lines in the lip right there. Uh-oh. I don't know why it's not. Oh, there it is. When it doesn't do it, I gotta just take a break. Okay. Eye, nostril, tongue coming out of the sheep's mouth. Why do you think Miley Cyrus sticks out her tongue all the time? This is going up to the ear right here. Top of the head goes out of the screen. Down to the other ear. Coming down the face of the sheep like this. Yep. Anyway, you can see the sheep. Nostril, nostril. Eye, nostrils, tongue. Anyway, I'm going to erase it. Take a look. So when you take an image of the virgin, you turn it upside down, it becomes a dead sheep. That's because the serpent put his seed in Eve, people, in Eve, and became Cain, the murderer. Remember, that lied. Bible says you are a liar, that Satan is the father of lies, and he's the father of it. Well, Cain lied to God. He said, I don't know where my brother is. He had just murdered him. The Bible also said that Satan was a murderer from the beginning. So that's why when you turn the virgin upside down, it's a dead sheep. Okay, now back to it. Here we go.
Let us consider those words. Here are images from the Bible, different versions that you may read for yourself. Now let us look at the 2008 inauguration of Barack Obama, whose mother's cult leader was also known as Bapak, B-A-P-A-K, almost identical to the name Barack.
The leader of the cult.
Who was given his name under very mysterious circumstances. His name is Mohammed Sabu. The word Mohammed means to praise,
and the word Sabu means the rising sun.
So the words together mean to praise the rising sun. Here's a clip that shows Barack Obama giving his acceptance speech standing on a stage that is a replica he had built of the seat of Satan, which is at the Berlin Museum. As he gives his speech, he encourages the crowd to repeat after him, "Yes, we can. Yes, we can." Remember that Satan turns things backwards and upside down. If you listen to the words "Yes, we can" backwards, it simply plays, "Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan." So he is standing on a stage, and they're praising Satan, saying it backwards, just as the Bible says.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you, Satan.
Thank you, Satan. He who opposeth him and exalteth him himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he, perhaps akin to the base G109 through the idea of a baffling wind backwards. Pronoun self used alone in the compound third person, blah, 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 blah. He, it, them, all those personal pronouns. And when you go through the Bible and you have a look, I think you're going to be very, very surprised. Thank you, Satan.
Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan. Thank you, Satan.
So Barack Obama, which means lightning from heaven, from Luke 10:18, in which Jesus said, "I beheld Satan falling as lightning from heaven," Barack Obama.
So go look up the words. The word for lightning is Strong Concordance word, whatever it is, and it's Barak, B-A-R-A-K, and from the heavens is Obama. So in the Bible, Jesus said, "I beheld Satan falling as lightning from heaven," Barack Obama. And I mean, do you think these are all coincidences? You'd have to be absolutely crazy. You'd have to be deluded, severely deluded, to believe that all that's a coincidence. And that, he's walking out of a serpent. He's giving a victory speech where a serpent egg's hatching. He's doing another speech that he had an altar built to, the seed of Satan that Hitler gave a speech on. Had a replica built also. He's saying, "Thank you, yes we can, yes we can, yes we can," over and over and over. And you play it backwards, it says, "Thank you, Satan." 2 Thessalonians, it says, "He, a baffling backwards wind, will exalt himself above all that is called God," that sitting is the temple of God, showing himself to be God. He gave, a speech at the One World Freedom Tower. Oh my gosh, it just goes on and on and on. On and on. Get ready, because he's about to make his move, folks. Let's wrap this up.
Is standing on a stage that is a replica of the seat of Satan. He is having the crowd chant, "Yes, we can," which backwards is "Thank you, Satan."
And his logo is the
rising sun. And the leader of the cult that his mother is from means to praise the rising sun. The only connection to Barack Obama and his birth certificate. Loretta Fuddy was mysteriously killed in a plane crash, and out of 7 billion people on planet Earth, she is the one connection between Barack Obama and his birth certificate. And they're from the same cult, the rising sun. The coming of the Mahdi, the Antichrist, will be preceded by the sun rising over the west.
Or the place of its setting.
Consider everything we're looking at and consider it well before we move on to the conclusion.
My name is Barack Obama. My mother was born in Kansas. My father was born in Kenya. And I was born, of course, in Hawaii.
Remember the Bible verses? divides his perversity and
Remember
horror.
that Satan turns things upside down and backwards. Let us look at 9/11. It is an established fact that 9/11 and the bombing of the Twin Towers was done with the knowledge of our own government, as well as the image of the bombing being printed on U.S. currency. It is a fact that Barack Obama signed an 11,000-pound steel beam at the top.
Okay, I want to show y'all something. Look, do you see the letter O? Do you see that letter O right there? You see this? Let's take a look. Okay, so, you know, the New World Order is a collective consciousness of Satan. That's what it is. It's a collective consciousness of Satan. Look at the letter O here. What do you notice? Well, there's an O here. Why doesn't this letter have it? Well, the argument's going to be, well, because they put, you know, the image of the Freedom Tower in the middle. But no, that's not what it is. It is that, but it's also something else. It's a brain. You're looking at literally an exact replica of a brain. One world. Get it? That's why they destroyed the Twin Towers, because they represented the wheat and the weeds growing together. So they bombed them. That's why Bush read Psalm 23, because in any human temple, there's 23 chromosomes that are donated from the sperm and 23 from the egg, and they come together and they form 46 chromosomes into a completed temple, host body. Well, Bush read Psalm 23 when they were destroyed. How convenient. Well, how convenient. Obama read Psalm 46, which means the temple, the new temple, has been completed. That's why people, you're waiting for a temple in Jerusalem, you're wrong. The fallen angels are completing a temple, which is a host body, and at the same time, God the Father is completing a spiritual temple, which is all those believers that have been turned upside down and know the truth. Keep watching. Watch the O turn into a brain. Watch.
The One World Freedom Center,
We lay it right on top.
which replaced the Twin Towers. The beam read,
We remember, we rebuild, we come back stronger.
Once again, www is va in Hebrew. It's alphanumeric. So W is 6, so it's 666. Why do you think he wrote, we remember, we rebuild, we come back stronger? So he could get the 666 on the beam, showing that that this new tower that's been built is the new temple representation of the new temple as a host body for Satan. By the way the tower is constructed, I've had enough biology, chemistry in college and all that the way those long triangles, or one's right side up, one's upside down, those are amino acids that are interconnected. It's the adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine, cytosine. I think adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. It's the interconnection of the two. Take a look. What?
It is a fact that the letters www from we in Hebrew are va, which is the equivalent of 666. Therefore, when Barack Obama signed the top of the One World Freedom Tower, he signed the numbers 666.
There was the brain. I'm going to go back to that so you can see it.
Va,
Watch.
which is the equivalent of 666. Therefore, when Barack Obama signed the top of the One World Freedom Tower.
Okay, watch. We took an image of a brain. You go type into Google Images, drawing of a brain. Just go do it yourself. Type it into Google Images. Drawing of a brain. Watch.
He signed.
That is a drawing of a brain right there. Right there. By itself. You're looking at the drawing of a brain. All by itself. Now, I'm going to put it on the letter O. And you're going to see that the letter O, for one, it means one collective consciousness, one world. Watch.
The numbers 666 in Hebrew. It is a fact that Revelation 9:11 states, quote, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in Greek tongue has the name Apollyon. It is also a fact that EOS, EOS.
There it is. Look, EOS, EOS. Translation, look what it means. Look, what does EOS mean? Dawn. EOS, it means dawn. Rise, okay, rising morning star. It means mother goddess. Mother goddess, like virgin. When you turn the virgin upside down, it's a dead sheep. The word EOS right here in front of you, transliteration, EOS, Latin name Aurora, translation, dawn. EOS means goddess of the dawn. So, watch. Here we go. Let's go.
Has the name Apollyon. It is also a fact that EOS, EOS, means morning star or goddess. It is also an established fact that Eo, the root of Eos, means Abaddon or Apollyon. It is a fact that the name Barak Hussein Sobarka appears on his mother's 1968 passport extension from Indonesia. Remember, Satan turns things backwards and upside down. Let us look at Sobarka broken down backwards. The root of Hakrab is Akra, which means weakness of will, acting in a way that is contrary to one's sincerely held moral values.
So the word, if we take Sobarka and we do it backwards, it's Akra Eos. Akra means weakness of will, acting in a way contrary to one's sincerely held moral values. People that said they would never steal, they ended up stealing. People that said they'd never lie, they ended up lying. Weakness of will, acting in a way contrary to their held moral values. Adultery, all of it. It's called sin. So the word akra means weakness of will, acting in a way contrary to one's sincerely held moral values. It's a noun philosophy, akra. And it just happens to be his name backwards. Wait till you see the second part of the name.
This is what happens when a person falls into a sinful state. They act in a way that is contrary to their sincerely held moral values. Remember, Eos means goddess or morning star. Eo, the root, means Abaddon or Apollyon. The root of Sobarka backward is a sinful state. The entirety of the word is a sinful state, Abaddon. Here is an image of the Denver Broncos Stadium as they worship their king, Abaddon, the rider on the white horse.
So these are all coincidences, all of them. That's insane. That's absolutely. You'd have to be in a state of complete and utter denial.
The name Obama took from his Indonesian stepfather, Lolo Sutoro. That class register says Obama came from Honolulu and lists his date of birth. But look at his nationality. It's listed as Indonesian and his religion as Islam.
Suggested. You're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith.
He just said Muslim faith. That's called a Freudian slip. He called Michelle Michael. And let me tell you something on that one, guys. If I had a girlfriend named Michelle and I called her Michael, I mean, something's very, very wrong. I mean, that's crazy, right? How does that happen? So he just said Muslim faith, and then he corrects it. Watch.
Talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that is not my Christian faith.
And they did it because they know their king. Who's their king? Who's their king? The angel of the bottomless pit, whose name is Abaddon, Apollyon. awful, it's over.
My mother was born in Kansas. My father was born in Kenya. And I was born, of course, in Hawaii.
Okay, well, I'm going to show you one more thing and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, let's talk about Obama healthcare commercial. So, and let's look at that one real quick. Okay, there we go.
President Obama is the support but doesn't talk about.
Okay, here we go. Let me just get to the meat of the matter. Let's see. Let's get to this. Hang on. Okay, this is from the Obama commercial. You're telling me that you're shooting a commercial and you would leave these spots on the mirror. You would leave those white spots on the mirror. He looks like a vampire. It's funny, I used to own a company called Vampire Sunglasses. I still own it, but, you know, I've sold off parts of it. But here we go. He's wearing sunglasses. Looks like he has fangs. But let's watch. Let's watch. He's winking his eye, pointing his finger. Let's see. Hang on one sec. I want to see. There we go. There we go. Watch. Oh, jeez. Where is it? Come on. There it is. Sorry, guys. Give me a sec. There we go. He winked his eye and stuck out his tongue. Isaiah 57. Back to Isaiah. Okay. Here we go. Isaiah 57. Against whom do you sport yourself, and whom do you make a wide mouth and draw out your tongue? Are you not children of transgression, the seed of falsehood? Do you remember the beginning of the video I just showed you? That the sheep's tongue was sticking out? That's mocking the sheep because they're gonna kill them. Watch. There you go. You think it's just an innocuous commercial? No. Do you think it's innocuous that he shoots a hoop at the end? Look right here. On this commercial, the he's walking across the street and it turns to 0 and he's acting like he's playing basketball. He shoots. 3, 2, 1. He scores.
He gets it.
He gets it. He scores. Obama scores and wins the game. It's sticking his tongue out, compressing his lips. Wins the game. This is all cryptic, people. All of it.
Mr. President? Can I live?
Can I live? Really? I mean, this is all just ridiculous. Okay, so there you go. There's the serpent. There's the serpent. He is the serpent in human flesh. He's yet to take his major seat of power, but he will be taking it soon. So, that's it. There's your evidence. Okay, and I beheld Satan falling as lightning from heaven. Barack Obama. So I hope you guys get it. I hope you guys understand it. And go look at everything I showed you and go look at it for yourselves. Sun rising over the place of its setting. And he happened to be Islam. He said if anything goes wrong, he would side with Islam. He said if there's something were to go south, wrong in this country, he would side with Islam. But he said he was a Christian. Wait a minute. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Yeah, so anyway. There you go. Pretty crazy stuff. That's it, folks. God bless you guys, and it's coming. It's coming. Stay the course.